Life in ancient Egypt was completely influenced by the river Nile. The Nile was the most important element in ancient Egypt because the economy was based on the fluvial agriculture and trade. One of the factors that became the Nile in one of the most important elements in the economy and the life of the Egyptians were the fact of the floodings. If you remember, we explained that the Nile fertilized the land. During the months of summer, from June to September, the Nile rose and flooded the land. That means that for several months, the land of the banks of the river were covered by water and silt. In October, when the water level decreased, a big layer of silt remains and fertilizes the land. It is the perfect timing for planting. From February to June, the Egyptians reaped the harvest. A very profitable harvest of cereals to make bread and beer, legumes, grapes, flax, and different fruits that became Egyptian agriculture in one of the most profitable in the ancient world. But not only because of the agricultural development was the Nile important. The Nile was also the main means of transport for people and goods. The Egyptians trade with Mesopotamia, with Phoenicia, with Lebanon, with different parts of the ancient world, and the goods of the person were moved and transported by the river using the sailboats that they invented. But not only the transport. Fishing and hunting were very important activities to complete the diet of the ancient Egypt. And the Nile was a source of life, a source of food. Very, very fertile and very, very rich river. Let's take a look at a common day in ancient Egypt and the activities that these people did. We have, for example, people moving goods or transporting goods by the river. Other peoples are taking advantage of the river too, taking water for domestic purpose, for example, or fishing and hunting, sometimes birds like ducks, and etc., to complete the diet. If we look at the agricultural activities like this, or this, we can see different activities and different crops. The Egyptians cultivated cereals mainly for making bread and beer. Beer was an invention of the Egyptians. But they cultivated too plants like legumes, like lentils, for example. And they cultivated too flax, a plant used to make linen fabric that was used to make the clothes. They cultivated too, for example, papyrus plant to make the papyrus paper to write, and other kind of fruits like grapes, for example. Other activities were related with the government system of Egyptian country. For example, in this picture you can see a tax collector that is accounting the amount of wheat that these people, this village, is going to give to the temple or to the pharaoh, for example. These people are storing grain for the rest of the year in these store buildings. Prepare for that. People not only live from agriculture, they were the livestock was a very important activity too. The cattle in Egyptian area was mainly made up of cows. And a very curious thing is that the Egyptians used the roof of the houses to prepare things to work and to rest.